Philip, the best baseball player starting lineup. I've seen this people going through. Let's do while we've been alive. I just wrote down my lineup right now on the screen. You could probably see it up there.
Okay.
This is my guess. I'm in the ballpark, I think. I'm not sure about second base or right field and in the right-handed pitcher, but I'll take nominations and ideas for other folks. I know I'm a little bit older than you. I mean, if I'm actually putting together a team to win one game, I'm having Ozzie Smith at shortstop because I'm assuming the rest of my other hitters can knock in some runs. So I'm going to have Ozzie at short.
What about your catcher at the Cardinals?
Yachty's the catcher.
Yeah, you could put Yachty
I did put
over
Pudge. They're very close. I do think Yachty might be the all-time. I mean, Pudge is...
And that's obviously Miguel Cabrera at third.
Yeah.
You would take Miggy over Cal Ripken?
Well, Ripken was more shortstop most of his career, and he played third late in his career. He's kind of like what A-Rod did. They're pretty much the same.
See, I
thing.
can't go with you with A-Rod. I'm a Derek Jeter guy.
Oh, see, I don't think A-Rod wouldn't. If Jeter wasn't Derek Jeter, he should have been playing third base instead of A-Rod when he moved over.
Derek Jeter just gives you like Mr. Consistency.
Well, that's the thing.
Whereas you're talking about
if you're
Trout
gonna,
I love the shortstop.
These are my best hitters. These more than anything, this is
A-Rod
probably
fan.
my best hitter at each position. Is what I did here, as opposed to the best overall player. Because like if you're going to argue Jeter over A-Rod at shortstop, A-Rod was better actually defensively at shortstop, but A-Rod's a better hitter all time. But if you're going to do that, like I just said, I could put Ozzie Smith at shortstop and go with whatever lineup you want and be happy with it.
So right-hander, I'm either going to go just because it's me. I'm thinking Maddox
Pitcher.
or Schilling, and then closer obviously.
I don't think Maddox
Mariano.
could make it out of Double-A in today's baseball.
Well, I'm just saying like all time though. Just
Right.
if you look at statistically what he did, and it's the same thing in closing. Like Mariano is definitely your closer. That if you were going to add that position there.
I don't know.
I mean, I'm not going to disagree with center field. I think that he got out of the game. He was better at the Mariners. He was trash with the Reds.
Griffey didn't get into well, for people listening. All right, I'm gonna tell you I got my best hitters at I was born in '82, so this is just what I got right now. Like I said, open for suggestions and argument. I got Pudge at catcher, Pujols at first. I've got Robbie Alomar and Soriano at second base. I'm open for suggestions there. I just may not be remembering people. Miguel Cabrera at third. Chipper was nominated on some of those lists. A-Rod at short. This is my all-time best. This is the best hitter, I think, by the positions, not overall player, I guess, is per se. Because, some people might have someone different than Ichiro in the outfield or right field, but I've got him right now in right field. King Griffey Jr. in center. And Barry Bonds in left. DH, I got McGuire. I've never seen a baseball hit. If you've ever seen one in person, there's nobody that's hit a baseball like he hits one as hard and far.
Right.
I can't even begin to describe the way the ball floated through the air when he hit it. So I got him at DH. Randy Johnson, left-handed pitcher. Right-handed pitcher, like big argument. A lot of people in this area will say Maddox. I was never a big Maddox fan, so I'm not going to be on that end. I would probably lean more maybe towards Pedro Martinez.
I was
going to say,
well,
you think Pedro?
Martinez.
Like I'm telling you, Pedro and Schill, but I would take.
I like
Schill,
Pedro
I would
better
take
than
Schill
Schilling.
over Pedro because Schilling had the World Series with the Diamondbacks.
Mm-hmm.
He had the World Series with.
What about
the
Clemens?
Red Sox. You could go Clemens. I mean, see that's a loaded deck.
I'm gonna back this up.
You can't just put it to one pitcher.
I'm gonna back this older. I'm older than you, so I'm going right-handed pitcher. Nolan Ryan.
Yeah.
I saw him play, so I saw the Robin Ventura beat down on the field, so I can stick with Ryan. He actually threw, I think, two no-hitters while I was alive, so
Yeah.
I could probably go. I would go Nolan Ryan right-handed there. If I'm going all the time, I'm taking Bob Gibson, but I don't care what anybody says about that one. But going Nolan there. Real quick, as we're looking at that, any other outfielders you'd put up there to pose Ichiro? Like I said, I'm more than welcome. You said Manny Ramirez, some folks. Of course, today people say Trout. You'll have Trout fans. But I mean, overall, the Ichiro's hitting and his defense is just, he's just good. Was he not, besides not having power, he's about as perfect a baseball player as you could have.
Right. I mean, because like with Randy Johnson, you could say Madison Bumgarner. You could also throw Chris Sale in there.
Mm-hmm.
You could.
I love me some Mad Bum.
I mean,
I love Madison Bumgarner. Just watching him take over that whole World Series run for the Giants. Oh,
I mean, like, here's another catcher we're not mentioning that's quality is Buster Posey.
Piazza.
I mean, Mike Piazza.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you know, an outfielder that a lot of people don't want to talk about that I enjoyed watching play the game. Andrew Jones wasn't.
I
bad.
literally was about to say Andrew Jones.
Andrew Jones.
If you didn't say Andrew, I was saying
if
Andrew
you keep
Jones.
it in the South, I think Andrew Jones is in that talk. You know, second base. I'm trying to think. There's somebody that I'm missing. I can't think off the top of my head. And it's not. I mean, Ozzie played what? Short. He never played second. Yeah.
He wouldn't dignify.
Well, see, like too, like outfield too. You could go Vladimir Guerrero.
That's a pretty good one.
Vlad, because I'm just thinking old Expos.
That's a pretty good one.
I mean, and if you wanted to go because of the home run race, and you've got 2 of the 3 listed, you could say Sammy Sosa.
You could throw him
that
there.
That was Cubby's. And then DH wise, you could get if we want to stay in steroid nation, because you got A-Rod up there and McGuire.
You could rotate a ton of people out of there.
You probably go Canseco because he
could do him. Frank Thomas.
David Justice.
Frank Thomas probably be about as good.
I mean,
as
David Justice floated his whole career. I mean, my goodness, look at his whole career path that he trained.
All right, Philip, I'm gonna give you a real quick St. Louis card.
I would like to make an honorable mention.
Go ahead.
Right fielder. Wanted to put out there Gary Sheffield.
Yeah,
not
Sheffield.
bad. All right, Philip, looking at that, just looking at the positions real quick, I'm going to give you a St. Louis Cardinals all-time lineup, but I'm going to tell you, could the Yankees all-time lineup beat them?
Okay.
You're a Red Sox fan, right?
Yes.
All right. Catcher Molina. Now, this is the actual baseball game. This is defense and everything. This ain't just hitting. Catcher Molina. Third base, Albert Pujols. Shortstop, Ozzie. Second base, Rogers Hornsby, who is the all-time batting average leader. Hit 403 times, 426, the best all-time. Third base, that's Scott Rowland. No, I put Pujols at third and McGuire at first because we don't have a DH in the National League. There we go. Left field, who was it? Who's in left? Crap. I didn't went blank on that one. Who did we have in outfield? We had a stud outfield too. Because I had to put the MVP Willie McGee on the bench in the outfield because I had Edmonds, Stan Musial. Oh, Lou Brock. Duh. Lou Brock in left. Maybe Edmonds in center. And Willie McGee was the MVP in 85. And then Stan Musial in right. So I've got Stan Musial, Pujols, McGuire, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah, but then all the Yankee people are going to say, well, you got to think Mantle, DiMaggio.
Right. I'm
Ruth.
saying we can match up. I mean, and people will look over the Cardinals when they name the all-time teams. They'll say Yankees will be one of the best, but I think we would match up just as well with them with through that right there.
That's what they need to start doing in video games. Have like all-time great teams,
look,
line them up and just play
catcher, all-time stolen base. You're already throwing people out at catcher.
Yeah,
we've got the best shortstop ever out there. Might have the best right-handed hitter in Pujols out there. Then you got bombs from McGuire. Hornsby's got the best all-time batting average.
Yeah.
So all this is in St. Louis. This is before we get to the outfield.
Can make claim to Randy Johnson.
Now
he was there for a stint.
Maybe the outfield, the Yankees would have us in the outfield, but I think the infield, those 5 in the infield,
they'd also have you probably in rotation.
Maybe
because they had arm. Because they buy everybody's arm.
We had Steve Carlton and Bob Gibson. Though.
But I'm saying, but I'm just saying, like the Yankees,
just look at the money they just spent this offseason.
They buy everybody's arm.
We would have.
CC has one good year with the Brew Crew, and then
we'd have Steve Carlton, Bob Gibson. Wainwright probably, Carpenter, but our relievers would be nasty though.
Yeah,
Lee Smith, Dennis Eckersley, Bruce Sutter, Jason Isringhausen. We've had closers out the yin yang in St. Louis, so that would be okay. The Yankees would probably have us in the outfield if we'd have Lou Brock, but we got Lou Brock, Stan Musial, and maybe Edmonds or Willie McGee in center, as opposed to. Hell, we could steal Roger Maris if we want to. He played half his career in St. Louis. If they don't, if the Yankees don't want Maris in the outfield, we can take him.
You take him, put him in the
start because they might not have. Who would be in the Yankees outfield? It'd be Lou Gehrig.
Yeah.
Ruth.
Yeah. Well, unless you put him on the mound or put him at first.
Put him on the mound. That would be tough.
Yeah, I mean, and then you got Bernie Williams.
He played most of his career in right field, though, didn't he, Ruth? He didn't come into first too much. I think he was in most right field.
Gary Sheffield was a Yankee?
Sheffield's out there.
Mr. October.
I was say Mr. October.
Who's in center field in Yankee Stadium? DiMaggio or Mantle? One of them's got to go to the bench.
Man,
Roger Maris wouldn't make the cut. We'd keep
and
him.
then DiMaggio would DH.
So we could keep Roger Maris in. So we had the two single season home run hitters, the best defensive shortstop ever, maybe the best defensive catcher ever,
but
the all-time batting average.
But the
leader.
Yankees have steroid Alex Rodriguez.
You list
all the guys.
El Capitan and Jeter.
Yeah,
we got McGuire.
And then they got Giambi. We got Giambi over there.
I think perfect matchup. I think those two teams, of course,
it'd be fun to watch.
And once you talk about those two teams do have the most World Series.
Yeah,
for both of them.
And it would be good games. I would like to see a 7-game series of that. Roll it out. Mm-hmm. That's what we need to do one of these days. Just do like a Twitch feed, play it out, have the all-decade team, and just see what it all comes out.
All right, there's people betting on Madden simulations right now. I swear to God, Philip, they are putting the first one they did was Brady and Phillip Rivers on the thing.
Just to give you a plug, I know we're getting off, but this is something that will blow you away. So in Charlotte, the Charlotte Barnstormers or Charlotte Baseball, they're playing a virtual baseball season where they are game casting out these games and taking the stats so far in North Carolina baseball and making key matchups and posting it on social media and going inning by inning, so that people can still have sports. They're making fake games against fake kids.
Did you see NASCAR iRacing before we go?
Yeah, the internet computer.
They're racing this weekend. They're going to broadcast it on FS1, Hunter. Jeff Gordon, the regular announcers are going to do the.
I don't see why.
That's awesome.
Dude, listen.
They're going to do the announcing.
You can do the exact same thing announce-wise.
So do y'all want?
You can do the same exact
Hunter,
thing.
do y'all want to do that?
No, I was just.
Let's come in.
I'm wondering why you guys haven't tried to pick this up as content and just run it. Just see, hey, FS1, can we pull this for you guys?
Oh, you talk about that?
Yes.
Now
it's going to be the same. It's just
what we are
virtual.
doing. What we are doing. We are running old games and races.
Okay.
MRN is running old races. Last night we ran Bird versus Larry Magic 1979 championship game on KTC. So we're doing some of that.
Wow, that's cool.
Folks. All right, folks. If we have plenty of high school content on KTC broadcast and watch high school football, basketball, Legion. We had a state Legion tournament last year, Philip, home run derby, all that. So we've got a lot of content like that. Hunter, see you in the morning, buddy.
Absolutely. See you in the morning, Philip. Always good to see you.
All right, folks, we're going to wrap it up here in just a few moments. It's Friday. I'm sure Philip wants to do. Well, there ain't nothing fun you can do. Not allowed to go outside.
I'm going to the secret spot in Cleveland County to get some meat, so I don't have to go fight with Ingles. I'm going to slip up to a company that's in the north end of Cleveland County to get some hamburger meat.
I was about to say, we had one of the meat markets in Shelby had to close down because for a week or so because they haven't got any of the shipments and everything that they usually get in one in. So we've had, that issue has popped up around here. So, all right, Phil, anything else you wanted to get into today? We kind of had some fun, or we touched on a little bit of everything.
Yeah, it's about all that you can do.
I know, right?
This is the best sports network around because it's local sports. It's I hope everybody keeps following this because right now this is better than TV.
Do you think we should on Sunday watch the race ourselves and do a radio? Do a radio.
As long as you get Terry Reinhardt,
on it.
If you get Terry to go stand in like a room, put some like crowd noise, and be like, "I'm standing here and turn."
Terry is 100% opposed to all internet sporting events.
But he would have to be our like
he's
on the track.
He's opposed. Whatever it is,
track
he's opposed.
and everything else.
He is the stick in the mud if we've ever had a stick in the mud.
I think it would be fun if you seen WWE. They're still doing wrestling with no fans. It's so much fun to watch these non-fake wrestlers hype up the crowd.
You know who Jim Cornette is?
Yes.
Okay. Do you ever have you ever seen his podcast?
No.
Okay. Go to it.
Okay.
All right. So only thing I have to say is every other word is a cuss word.
Oh gosh.
But it's Jim Cornette. So is how he used to do his show when he used to do his promos. It's the exact same thing with cussing.
Oh man!
So it's nonstop. He just goes off the whole. Now we can cuss here. We're not on the radio, but the thing about it is that it's fun. He's funny too. So he was talking about this WrestleMania thing as well, and he was talking about you're doing it at the training facility anyway. He said you have 100 wrestlers there that are training to be in different levels. All you have to do is put them, this is his words, put them and their effing girlfriends and wives in the audience, and then you don't have to do anything. You don't have to bring in people. But I was thinking, what if they went and got a bunch of these older wrestlers to come in and be part of the crowd.
That'd be
Like
cool.
you look out there and there's Sting standing in the crowd, or the Undertaker, or I know Undertaker's still trying to do
what
stuff.
killed me was they brought Goldberg back. I mean, Goldberg done wanted a dang belt, and he was
I know,
back.
right?
I was like, holy cow! And
That was
then it fades out.
15 years.
Here we go.
I thought I'll get on Goldberg in a little. I didn't think he was that good to begin with, and now we're bringing him back. All he did was tackle people.
I'd like to see
That's
him.
the move.
Like him and Brock Lesnar would be fun to watch. Same guy, just old footballs.
All right, Philip, let's get out of here.
All right, man.
Thanks everybody for watching and listening to the podcast. Shock Joxx episode 34. Apple's
Plug
Apple
in David
iTunes,
Ortiz, baby.
everywhere else. He's not on my list of good players.
Well, when you said episode 34, there's only 134.
He's not on my list of good players. I think the only reason Edgar Martinez got in the Hall of Fame was so Poppy could get in easily.
There you go.
We'll see you guys next time Monday for Shock Joxx. Saturday morning sports talk is tomorrow on KDCBroadcasting.com.